The psychology of letting go and emotional detachment. One of the most painful things a person can experience is realizing that holding on is hurting them more than letting go ever will. And I want to talk to you about that personally, because I know how hard it is to detach from someone or something that once meant everything to you. Sometimes we don't hold on because we're happy. We hold on because we're afraid of being alone, afraid of starting over, afraid that if we let go, we'll never find that connection again. So even when something is already damaging our peace, we still cling to it. That's the strange thing about emotional attachment. The heart can become addicted to what hurts it. Psychology explains that attachment is not always about love. Sometimes it's about familiarity. Your mind becomes emotionally attached to routines, memories, validation, and emotional patterns. Even toxic ones. That's why you can miss someone who disrespected you. Why you can crave a person who emotionally exhausted you. Why your chest can ache for someone who made you cry more than they made you feel safe. Because emotionally, your brain learned to associate them with comfort, identity, or emotional survival. And honestly, letting go feels painful because your mind experiences loss, almost like withdrawal. That's why detachment is difficult. You're not just losing a person, you're losing the version of yourself that existed around them. The late-night conversations, the routines, the imagined future, the hope. Sometimes the hardest thing to release is not the person, but the fantasy of who you hoped they would become. And I need you to hear this carefully. Closure does not always come from an apology. Sometimes closure comes from accepting the truth, accepting that they gave you enough signs, accepting that their inconsistency was already an answer, accepting that not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay. That hurts, but it's real. And I think one reason people struggle to let go is because they believe detachment means they never cared. But emotional detachment is not becoming cold. It's learning to protect your peace. It's realizing that constantly chasing someone, over-explaining yourself, begging for bare minimum effort, or sacrificing your mental health for love is slowly destroying you. Healthy detachment means this: you can love someone and still walk away if they keep hurting you. That's emotional maturity, because sometimes love alone is not enough to save a connection. Respect matters, consistency matters, peace matters. And I know right now you may still replay memories in your head. You may still wonder if they miss you. You may still check your phone hoping for a message. That's normal. Healing is not instant. Some days you'll feel strong, other days you'll miss them deeply for no reason at all. But don't confuse missing someone with needing them back in your life. Those are two different things. You can miss a person and still understand they are not good for you anymore. That realization changes everything. And here's something nobody tells you. The more you chase closure from other people, the more power you give them over your healing. Sometimes healing begins when you stop waiting for answers and start choosing yourself instead. Go rebuild your routines. Reconnect with yourself. Spend time with people who make you feel calm, not confused. Learn who you are outside of pain. Because the goal of healing is not to erase memories. The goal is to reach a point where those memories no longer control you. One day, you'll think about what hurt you, and it won't break you anymore. Not because you stopped caring, but because you finally learned that your peace is more important than holding on to someone who keeps taking it away. And honestly, that's what real emotional detachment is. It's not the absence of love, it's the presence of self-respect.